Yeah. Welcome to GVTV, Good Vibes Television, Digital Impact Studios. It threw me off.
What threw you off?
Like I saw myself up there, but it didn't I'm like, wait a minute, it's still playing. But anyway, welcome back to GVTV. Y'all, appreciate y'all. Once again, I'm your boy RL. And to the right of me is the lovely Savvy E. And my man, Mr. TikTok, DJ PRS1. What's good, guys?
Everything's good with me. What about you?
We in there. We in the house. We in the house.
We definitely in the house. I'm off. I ain't gonna lie to you. So I have on this. I told Savvy I wasn't wearing this. I was actually getting dressed. Mm-hmm. And I got I was scrolling through Facebook and I saw that a friend of mine of 40 years died yesterday morning. I hate social media. I hate to find out something like that, right? So I threw this on and I came out, and of course, in the car ride here, you know, I'm now calling friends from the neighborhood. And we're on the phone talking and, you know, trying not to get too emotional in the car as well as here. But one of the things that when I think about when I grew up, right, and you hear it like, back in the day it was different. If you did something down the street and the neighbor saw you, they'll whoop your ass, take you to your parents, tell you what you did, and then your parents whoop your ass. And that's the kind of village I grew up in when I was coming up. I'm going to share a story about him and I real quick. So we had a basketball court in our yard. We also had a pool, right? His father and mother had a basketball court in their yard, so we definitely would go back and forth. And everybody in the neighborhood, you was either in my yard or you was in Bernard's yard, right? And one day, I can't remember what did it, but we was playing ball. It got heated, and he and I was about to fight, all right? Now, we're in his yard, but, you know, when the words, you know, started going back and forth, we kind of went 15 feet down from the yard, you know, because we respect the elders, the parents, or whatever. But his father must have been watching. So his father seen us out there pushing and shoving, raising our hands. His father came out there and he broke it up, and he said some things that, you know, I guess people today would laugh at, but he was like, you know, if y'all fighting in your neighborhood, when people come in your neighborhood, where your army gonna be at if y'all don't stand with one another, right? Mm-hmm. So, but he said, come on back. So we walking back to the yard, and you know, we know we're in trouble. We're like, oh shit. So Bernard goes to spit, right? And he spit. And the spit lands on your father's back of his shirt, right? Mm-hmm. And even though we was just beefing, we looked at each other like, oh, fuck. And we go back and we squash things, but that's the kind of neighborhood, that's the kind of brotherhood we had, you know, so many years ago. And to hear that he passed at like 44, 45 years of age, you know, it's just, and then the city we live in, I'm losing friends left and right from, you know, violence in the city. But to hear that he ate something, and I'm not even going to do all that because I don't know if it's true or not. So I'm not even going to say that now that I think about it. But to lose somebody at 44, we've been friends since we were 4 or 5 years old. Mm. This was a good dude. This wasn't a dude in the streets. This wasn't a dude that had 8 baby mothers. You know what I'm saying? This was a really, really good dude coming from a really good background. And, you know, so that's this outfit. Not that I give a fuck, for real, because y'all not subscribing like y'all supposed to, so we still kicking money out our pockets, so it is what it is. You get what you see. But this is my man, number 8. He got paid last week, just like some of y'all got paid today with the food stamps. You understand what I'm saying? And them housing vouchers. So this is what I'm rocking. Bernard, I love you. Miss Gina, Mr. Donnell, and Ryan, I'm so sorry for your loss. Me and my mother will be by tomorrow to spend some time with you guys, and I'm just that's where I'm at. But you know, all it takes is a few dirty jokes, and
you right back at
I'm
it.
right back at it.
Okay. But sending out condolences to his family, of
Yeah.
course.
Yes, definitely.
When somebody pass away, it's always a loss. So just send his condolences from us.
Thank
So
Wishing him a peaceful journey.
Yeah.
Ms. Bertrand's on there too. She jumped on. She said, "Sorry for your loss."
Thank you,
I
Tia.
saw that earlier.
Appreciate you.
Right.
Appreciate you.
yes, true fan out there, true fan.
Yes, she is. Yes, she is. Tia,
Yep.
I seen pictures of her on Facebook. She was doing something. You look really good, Tia. Keep taking care of yourself. I've known Tia, oh my God, 30 plus years.
Right.
So, and it's crazy because we always say it, but it's like we take life for granted. Even though we'll say, oh, don't take life for granted. We take life for granted. We take family and friends for granted. Like,
Right.
you see a person, but all right, dog, look, I'm gonna get at you next week, and you already said you can get up next week, and next week come, you be like, I really don't feel like doing anything. I'll get up with them later, and there may not be a later, right? And getting up is only a few hours, so I'm kind of like DaCosta did it, and I noticed that the dude that played in the Spider-Man movie, the bald head white dude or whatever, I noticed a lot of people are ending interviews or shows, and they're like, hey, look, if you don't do anything else today, before you go to sleep,
Right.
pick up the phone and call your mother, your father,
Yep.
tell them you love them, or a family or a friend. You know what I'm saying? Just pick the phone up, okay? Just let them know you love them, And I started to notice more people are promoting that, and I'm gonna have to do it. I gotta do it.
Yeah. I mean, it's crazy because time run away from us, and when I say time, I mean like within a week, a couple of days, it runs away from you so fast that you don't realize.
Something. Hey,
Yeah.
is that somebody's rose going
It
off?
probably is. I don't know.
Is that a rose? Is that one that the 2023 rose that you put in your pocket and you attach it to your drawers?
The one that was stuck to the little boy's eye. He found it in his mother's drawer. What is that on your eye?
A penis. Right. Oh my God, man.
Oh Lord.
Hey, so this is way left field. So I'm talking to this young lady this weekend, and she asked me, "Oh, at your age, do you masturbate still?" And I said, "Nah, not at 44. I don't masturbate anymore." And she asked me, and I'm gonna tell you why I don't masturbate in a minute, right? Anymore, right? So we got to talking about women masturbating, and I said, man, it's crazy that women go out and they buy all these different toys, and they get so excited about these different toys, right? But when it comes to being with someone that you quote, because you buy the toys from what I'm understanding until you find somebody you want to be with and all that stuff, it's still worn out, right? Don't the bean get worn out? Right, like that was my question to her. Like, how is the clit? Like, what's up with it? Does it you rub it so much that it's like a screwdriver? You know what I'm saying?
Dull.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. You can't do anything with it. And she just looked at me like I was so ignorant. I'm saying, well, look, I'm gonna share something with you about men after 40. You can't masturbate after 40.
Okay, why?
Because you're on limited hard-ons.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying?
I
You
thought it
can't
was just-
waste the hard-on.
You're right. You're so right.
You can't waste the hard-on. And
You're so right.
But go ahead.
They got that. They got the honey now. They got the hymns.
Shorty, have you done the honey?
No.
Have you done the honey?
I'm confused. I don't know what y'all talking about.
She's a good girl.
No. I was trying to deal with something. So
Yeah, we were talking about church.
so they have honey in church now?
Yes, they
Oh, okay.
have
Well, I
honey.
don't go to church, so I wouldn't know that.
Preferably black honey.
But
no,
tried.
I know what y'all was
gods.
talking about. No, I haven't.
Look, try it.
Yes, sent by the God.
Try it.
Okay. Well, y'all
Try
put me
it.
down with something.
Try it. I'm telling you. I mean, I didn't think it was going to do anything.
Right. You got it for women.
They got it for women.
Right.
Okay.
But it is actually it's a stimulant. Like when you get aroused, that's when it works. It ain't if you take it and you sit on your couch watch TV, it's not going to do anything.
Right. Okay.
Right. But I think a lot of people are like, oh, I don't feel nothing. Well,
Because you ain't doing nothing.
You ain't doing nothing, right? So this weekend, I rented a boat Saturday, right? I woke up, I was like, I seen my wife, she's walking downstairs, she got a robe on.
She looked like she need to be on a boat.
She looking good, you know what I'm saying? When you got kids in the house, it's hard.
You ain't got, man.
I know you know.
Yes, exactly.
You know, y'all got to have quiet sex. Like, you know, I'm damn near suffocating her with my pillow, right? She's tapping, not let me know she got to breathe and shit, right? So, you know, sometimes you got to be able to get back to when y'all first met. So I woke up, I'm watching this weekend, and, you know, I walked up and I give her a hug from behind, and she said something, and she was like, oh, the kids are here, you know, and I'm like, it's like 9 o'clock in the morning. I said,
fuck them kids.
I said, I should have said that. I said, I'll be right back. I went upstairs, got on my phone, and jumped on Airbnb.
Right.
And found a boat just for Saturday night.
Right.
So they Airbnb boats now?
Yes.
Okay. Thanks for telling me.
Got a boat, came downstairs. I said, I don't care what you bring with you. We are out of here at 5 o'clock.
Yes. Walk with a case of water, some Gatorades. Hydrate on your way back.
Went down Canton, right? Was on the water, on the boat, had a great time. Woo. She don't know, she know now. Had the honey. She probably does. Now she probably like, it makes sense, right? I could have probably lifted that fucking boat. That honey fucking just incredible, right? But great time. So I challenge you men out there, if you've been in relationships for all these years or whatever, right?
And you got kids. That's the challenge.
But I'm going to tell you, I mean, the sex was amazing. It is. Oh, shit. Sorry, baby. I didn't mean to say that. Right? But it was more so the fact that I was able to surprise her, to let her know I can still be spontaneous.
Right.
There you go.
Right? And we did something we've never done before.
Right.
Right? And it was a new experience for both of us.
You mean the act or the sex part?
Probably the sex part. You know, I got 5 kids. All I got to do is look at a motherfucker, they pregnant. You know what I'm saying?
You just got to walk past.
That's it. You know what I'm saying? I scratch my head, motherfucker pregnant. You know
whisper in the air, and that's it.
That's it. That's it. Like, yo, I'm 3 weeks. Like, oh, shit.
Right.
But, fellas, you kind of gotta reinvent yourself. You gotta step your game up.
Step your game up.
You got to. You know.
So we got Jamie up there. She saying sounds like a plan.
Oh
yeah. Hey, Jamie.
What's up, Mac?
You got to.
I'm Mac. Stop giving people
that.
I keep telling y'all that. I'm Mac. I'm the original.
Well, I got a name for Jamie. Remember, Jamie Shoop Shoop. That's the Jamie line.
Shoot.
Shoop Shoop.
Yeah.
I don't know. Hey. Boy, can't nobody sleep like Jamie. I'm going to tell you that. That's all I'm going to say. I believe it alone. I love you, Jamie, but can't nobody sleep like Jamie. Right? Love you, Jamie.
All right, so you know you're going to see him tomorrow, Jamie, so get at him with that. You know what I mean? So, but I really appreciate the sex education talk today, you know. I really appreciate that. I'm a little bit out the loop, so thank you. It's GVTV Sex Education Class 101.
That's right.
We're here to educate.
Yeah, and aim to please.
Yes. And aim to please.
40 and above.
There we go, 40 and above. Because it's real talk, man. Because, like, I don't think women realize just how many men are taking blue chews, Hems, Viagra, and
the honey,
Cialis.
all that stuff.
The honey you can buy in the store, but we're talking about spending money like the Cialis and the Viagra. You know, you got to have good insurance.
Blackstone.
And even with good insurance,
what are you over there mumbling?
Blackstone. But even with good insurance, you still got to kick out a lot of money.
Right.
And it's just. It is what it is. It is what it is. That's why it's important to take care of yourself too.
Yeah.
But my father said something to me a long time ago when he, having the father-son talk, we in the car or whatever, right? I used to hate the father-son talk because my father talks. I was just like, look, man, I don't know what's wrong with your penis, but ain't shit wrong with it. I'm talking about a 16 or 17-year-old penis, right?
But now you know, right? You know what the conversation was about.
Right. And he would say, he said, me and your mother, he said, I know you curious about sex and all that. I've been fucking since I was 12. He had no clue, right? So I'm like, he's like, I know you curious about sex, and he said, I know you probably think because we old, we don't have sex anymore. He said, but me and your mother, we still make love. He said, now don't get me wrong now, my dick don't get like this no more. And he hit the whatchamacallit in the car, right? He said, but it still get hard. And I was sitting there saying, shorty, my shit hard now. Take me, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm ready. I don't know about you, and now I'm 44, and I'm like,
See, I'd have been like, Pop, I don't need to know that. Come on, man.
You know,
So, as you said that, I had a joke, and I want to say the joke real quick. It's a corny-ass joke, but it's a joke. So, little Bobby, right, is, walking down the hallway. Looks in the, he's hearing all this banging and all that stuff and coming from his mother's bedroom, right? So, he's like, hey. He's like, what's going on? So he cracks the door open. Dad is back behind mom, banging her back out, blowing her out to pieces. Looks back at little Bobby and smiles and was like, just, gives him the nod, right? Bobby's upset. He goes up the hallway. Dad is done. Dried himself off. He come outside and he's, what the hell is that? He start hearing, noises up the hallway. You walk up the hallway and here's little Bobby banging grandma back out, from behind. Looked over at the door. Dad pops in the room. He's like, what the hell are you doing? The Bobby said, oh, it ain't no fun if it's your mother, huh?
Yeah. Okay.
Well, why does he fucking grandma? That's the problem.
Right.
That's the problem.
Ain't no fun when it's your mother.
It sure isn't. It sure isn't. I'm so glad I've never
caught
my parents.
I know,
right?
me too.
I have, and it scars you for life.
Yep.
It scars you.
Yep.
Yeah. You be like, what in the world?
Mm-hmm.
See, when I was growing up, my room was always next to my parents' room.
Right.
And at this particular house, the way the room was, the door to their room was right there. Like, as soon as I get out of my bed, it was right there.
Right.
So one day I was getting up to go to the bathroom in the middle of the night, and I stood up, and I heard some noise. So I just peeped in the room because that's how close it was. And I couldn't move because I'm like, if I move, they might hear me. And then I was just standing there like, what in the world do I supposed to do? So I just slowly back into the bed and laid there and wouldn't move. And I had to go to the bathroom. I was mad. I had to wait for them to finish. But it was just like, and I never told them, thank God both of them not, they not here, but didn't know that I, walked in on them. But it was just like, you get scarred for life. And then you look at them like, what in the world did y'all be in there doing?
I already had a plan. I already have a plan if my kids ever walked in.
What's that?
My plan was, hey, if I ever see them coming in, I'm like, hey, man, count 1, 2, 3 real quick. 1, 2, 3. I got it. She pinned.
Oh,
you stupid. You stupid. Question before we go on to our guests.
Right.
When you lay back down,
Mm-hmm.
how long did it last?
I don't remember, but it seemed like it was forever.
And salute to your father. Salute to him. At least you know he wasn't no 1 minute man.
Right.
Hey, I'm like,
Drinking the green tea back in the day.
or something.
Or
Hey,
some Guinness.
Some Guinness. That's what it was.
whatever it
Guinness.
was. But I'm like, please be done, because I'm. So, I told my mother, I was like, I made up some lie about her shutting the door at night. I was like, can you shut the door at night? Because something, I don't remember, but yeah, I was like, I can't ever wake up and see that ever again. And, I had to tell my brothers, though, and they was just like, wow.
That's a horrible fate.
Yes.
Right.
Your mom legs up. It's one thing to have your legs up, but you can see the bottom of her feet. You know what I'm saying? Like, Jesus, my life.
Like, what are you doing to my mother?
Oh, I know what they was doing. I just didn't want to see it.
Oh, my Lord.
Sweet Christmas. It's too much. That's too much. But we are blessed with 2 queens tonight.
Yes.
Savvy, you want to go ahead and introduce the queens?
Okay, good. I was going to say good morning. Well, how y'all doing, ladies?
Good, how you doing?
Fine. We got 2 beautiful, beautiful black women here today. We got Miss Jonta'e, Miss Bubbles Galore, and Miss Tiye Phoenix. About time, ma'am. How you doing over there?
Yeah, I made it.
Yes, ma'am. I couldn't wait to meet you.
I couldn't wait to meet you either.
Yes. So we're going to start off with you, Miss Janae. Tell us about yourself.
A lot of people call me Bubbles. I am the owner of Bubbles Galore. I own a kiosk at Arundel Mills Mall. And I'm pretty known from the structure of my business as far as, how I've gotten to where I am. So I went from a flea market to a cart at Arundel Mills to a kiosk to a store at Towson Mall. And I make all natural skincare products, but they're donuts, popsicles, things like that.
Yes. And just for everybody out there, Miss Jonta'e will be donating some stuff for Fat Savvy Events, Fashion Statement 3. So please be looking out for that. And we're going to get right over to our next guest.
I'm here. I'm just trying to, get
Yes, ma'am. Are you okay? You all right? Because we about to...
This podcast.
Okay.
Okay, so
But we just in problem like a motherfucker. That's what I'm talking about. Go ahead, work it out, lady. Work it out.
Let's see. All right.
Are you ready over there?
I am ready.
Okay, Miss Tiye Phoenix, tell us about yourself, ma'am.
My name is Tiye Phoenix, and I'm actually a native of Baltimore.
Yes.
Born and raised. But I've been pretty much all over the map as an artist. I'm a recording artist. A lot of people know me as a recording artist. I've released quite a few works, my own as well as appearances on other people's projects. And, you know, I know people don't like it when you say Google me because it sounds really like generic, but that's the best way to, you know, get a quick rundown of everything that I have done over the years. And I'm excited to perform in Baltimore because I've never performed in my own city before.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Well, not in the last, like, few years. Like, it's when I started out, of course.
Right,
but,
right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how I met Miss Tiye, I was on Instagram, and you know, if everybody, people that really know me know I love hip hop, and something that she rapped over came down my timeline, and when I heard it, I just started looking at everything that she did, and I'm like, this woman is on fire. So y'all need to check her out. Y'all need to go to her page. She is on fire. Like she's dope. She's dope.
Thank
She's
you.
like, she really captured me. And I think I DM'd you, right, about another event and everything. So because I wanted to go see her perform live, but then, you know, my blessings is I had a show coming up, so I asked her to be a part of my show, and she said yes. So I'm real happy about that. So thank you for that.
Yeah, I was so happy you included me.
Yes, 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 yes.
Because I feel like hip hop in the city, you know, it's known and there's focus there, but I feel like it could expand. So hopefully I can play a role in that.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. So we're going to go back to Miss Jonta'e.
Yeah.
You had a lot of stuff going on, ma'am. You mind by talking about that a little bit? Because I want the audience to hear, because maybe they can help you out with this situation. So just talk about it a little bit with us. Because you had a journey. For the last week, you had a journey.
Yeah, so as many know, I have a retail business. So it's a dog eat world out here. It's not always the easiest.
Right.
So on Saturday, we had someone that came in and stole almost $1,000 worth of products. And it's just something that a business owner has to deal with sometimes. So we're trying to find them right now. So
Right.
it's two girls.
Right. So if y'all go to her page, she and you can go to my page if y'all go into my story, and y'all can see the two culprits. And if y'all know anything, please hit her up, you know, and let her know. Let's help her out with this, because she started at Hopkins from when I met her.
Yeah.
And tell us about that journey a little bit.
So I had a full-time job. I was a medical assistant, and I worked at different places. So I think I met you at Hopkins.
Yes,
at the
yes. We used to
time.
work together at night.
Yes. And then my last job that I ever had 3 years ago was in fertility. So I used to help women get pregnant. It was for Shady Girl Fertility. And then during the pandemic, I was kind of sick of how my job was treating me. I said, I can do, you know, if I can work this hard and not be appreciated, I can do something on my own.
Right.
So I quit my job cold turkey, and I started out selling just products that I used to make, just donuts at the flea market. And I said, you know what, I'm doing really well on the weekends. So then that's when I switched to Arundel Mills. I took a big chance, and I got a cart. So I used to be there 7 days a week, make all my products at nighttime. And then that's when, I think a couple months later, I had one employee at the time. And then about not even, I think 9 months later, we upgraded to a kiosk. And I had that for some time, just a little bit of time. And then I said, you know what, my dream is to have a store. And that's when we went to Towson as well. So I had 2 locations at once. So I had a store and a kiosk. And when I was at my store, I had 7 employees at the time.
Okay.
So we had the store for about a year, and then now I just have the kiosk, and we have 3 employees right now. So
Okay.
I don't know what's in store for the future, but
Right. So, but you know, they say if you put it out there, you got to claim it, right?
you do.
Yeah.
And
So whatever
can
you
make
want
your
to do,
dreams-
you're going to do it, right?
Yes, you can make your dreams come
Yes,
true.
yes, yes, yes.
Yes.
Anybody got some questions before I move on?
I do. First of all, condolences.
Oh, thank
you.
you. Thank you.
Right. Yes.
The last time we actually did, I think she was our first show live, like GVTV out in the street?
Yes, Signature
Used our,
Streets.
yep, used our first show live.
Oh,
We
nice.
bought some products there.
Yes.
And everybody in the house loved your products. My kids, it wasn't even for them,
Oh,
but they loved your products.
thank you.
So, question.
Yes.
I got to ask, because, I was trying to hit you up. I was trying to come see you out Towson.
Yes.
What happened?
So we had the space for a year, and it was a really good place. I feel like I learned a lot from it. So my vision for that store was to do soap making classes, so which I did. But I realized I stretched myself thin, right? So I always tell people there's no failures. You either you take, chances, and it's either a big lesson or, it's just a lesson. It's no failures, right?
Right.
So yeah, we had it for a year, and I stretched myself really thin. Again, I had 7 employees all by myself. So in that location, I just didn't feel fit to do another contract. Maybe I'll do a store in another location, but I did it. I'm proud of myself. And I also learned with stores, it's way different than having a kiosk. So even selling products, you're not in the corridor of where customers are coming by, it just, I just said, I'll take what I learned from the store and just make my kiosk even better. So that's what I did.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I'm gonna slide over to the next queen. How you doing?
I'm great. How are you?
All right. You said you're a native of Baltimore.
I am.
How long you been in the business?
I feel like I was born. Like, my mom pushed me out, and then I just jumped in the music business. I feel like I've been in the music business a long time. In all seriousness, at least 10 plus years, at least, at the very least. So I've been an artist just in terms of like just being creative and starting out with poetry. Like, I play the piano. That was my first introduction to music. And then from there, just branching out into poetry, which turned into rap, which turned into rap production, which turned into just being a hip hop artist. I would say the only thing in terms of the 5 pillars of hip hop, I don't DJ publicly, I don't break dance. But everything else, I think that hip hop culture encompasses, I feel like I like put my hand on it. Like, okay, graffiti. Okay, I don't do graffiti. But definitely just the musical expression of hip hop, I've been involved in it. It feels like forever. I'm trying to think like what my life was like when I wasn't involved in it. Like, I don't even remember. Like, that's how long it's been.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
And I think that goes to my question that I've been asking all the artists when you come on here. If you weren't doing rap music or being an artist, what do you think you would have been doing in life otherwise?
Well, the irony is that I do other things. Like, I actually, like, I have a day job.
Okay.
As a guidance counselor. So there are other things that I'm doing. I'm actually a professional astrologer as well. So I kind of, at this point, just feel like in life, whatever you feel called to do, at some point, even if you're doing different things in different areas, they're going to overlap. They're going to support each other. And hip hop, in some interesting sort of way, is therapeutic for people. So as a guidance counselor, that's the therapy field, But music heals people. Hip hop brings people together. Hip hop inspires people. So it's to the point now where I don't feel like there's really sharp, rigid lines between what I'm doing. I mean, of course, like, in a day job, you have to report there at a certain time. You have to be there a certain number of hours a week. And for hip hop, you're there 24/7. If you feel like writing a song at 3 a.m, nobody's going to stop you. You're free to be creative as a hip hop artist whenever you want, for however long you want. But for the most part, yeah, I can say I actually do other things outside of hip hop at the same time. But which one gets my most attention and investment? I'm going to say it's a real strong tie between the hip hop and the astrology because I have a very lovely, supportive client base. My business is called Chart Smart, and saying your birth chart, your actual birth chart. Once you know it, your Chart Smart. So I provide a lot of services through my business. I read birth charts, synastry, composite charts. That's relationship charts, like your chart versus your wife's chart, or your chart and your son's chart, or whatever. And just a lot of there's anything that was born in reality has a chart. So I read all kinds of charts. So it's a strong tie, I think, right now as far as where my invested time and energy goes between music and the astrology. But the music, I think I'm going to have to say the music. I don't want to lose astrology clients right now, but the music it gets a lot of focus. So.
Oh, sweet.
Yes.
Sweet.
So I have a question. Do you feel like today's society and female and hip hop, what do you think about the culture as far as female and hip hop these days?
I feel like it's definitely growing. Like you can see it. There's a real, I think there was a time when you saw female artists in hip hop perform, and they were like an extent, like it was obvious and very noticeable that they were an extension of the males that they were connected to, or the male group or the male clique or whatever that they were a part of. Now everybody is just kind of doing their own thing, their image, their identity. It doesn't come from a male clique or the males around me, or this is what the males in the group talk about, so I talk about. Like, it's like women are real confident now to like express themselves in a real like individual way. They don't feel pressured. This is what I'm seeing. It seems that women don't feel as pressured to just mimic what other women are doing or mimic what the rest of the culture is doing. I'm seeing a lot more individuality. I think in terms of just really being unique and free, like I say what I want, I wear what I want, I do what I want. I don't think we're 100% there yet. I think it's the closest it's ever been, though.
Right.
That's the best compliment I can give right at this point.
So
like everybody's coming up with their own brand, basically. You create your own brand, you're original in everything you produce. There's a lot of that going on in hip hop right now. In terms of the females, everybody has a different lane. Like you can't even say, well, Nicki Minaj, Teflon Don, they're the same. No, they're not. It's not. There's no Nicki and Lil Kim. There's none of that. Lil Kim's in her lane. You know what I mean? So it's because of the originality of it.
Is that the DJ talking in you?
I think so.
I was about to say, because all of them in that plastic surgery lane. So.
But
that's changing too,
Yes.
though.
yeah,
Yes,
but talking about lanes, like where do you think you fit in? Because your music is a little different than like a
It is,
Nicki
yes.
and a Cardi and stuff like that. You have a lot of, from what I heard, some of your stuff has a lot of positive messages in it,
Yep.
And I grew up around that kind of music. I grew up in the 90s. I was born in the 70s, so I grew up with Nas and all them.
Right.
Wu-Tang is my favorite. I grew up with all them back then, Chuck D and all that. So we always me growing up, I listened to a lot of stuff that had messages until MWA and stuff came along. So where do you see yourself in the genre of all that?
Well, I was inspired by that same era, the era that you're speaking of. Some people even say that they feel 90s hip hop. Since you said you're a Wu-Tang baby.
Oh, yes, Lord.
Some people feel 90s hip hop was the best era of hip hop. Of course, it's subjective. If you were born, and I've even spoken to people who were born in 94 that think 90s hip hop is the best era of hip hop. So it's not just an age thing.
Right.
It's just about the expression and the purity of it. You said your first question was, where do I fit in? And the answer to that, I'm going to just answer real quickly. I don't.
Good.
I don't. And I'm okay with it. I think artists go through different phases and stages where they ask that same question to themselves. Where do I fit in? who do I remind people of, or what? And then you just kind of, after putting in work and having a variety of experiences, you say, I don't. And you learn to live with that comfortably. Like, you go to sleep at night comfortably, like, I don't fit in, but I'm going to sleep. I'm comfortable. I can sleep peacefully and wake up the next day, like, not worried or not sad that I don't fit in. Because that's the thing about an art form. It's not done. It's not complete. It's not like, oh, hip hop is 50 years old. We're done.
Right.
You know, like, I even just had a hashtag that I was using for a minute, not in every single social media post, but a couple of times. People have been using hip hop 50, the hashtag hip hop 50. I would said hip hop 50 plus.
Right.
Because it's not done.
Right.
We haven't seen or heard every possible expression of a hip hop artist and what they could talk about, you know, what they can reflect image wise. Just, so what you said as far as positive images and positive messages in the music, and just kind of pushing the envelope with, I just feel like that's nothing I'm really trying to do. It's just coming natural. So I don't fit in. Yay!
Yeah,
Applause
I like
for me.
See, and I
There's
also
nothing wrong
think-
with that.
Right. I think it's an age thing too, because like our age group or whatever, we enjoy what she puts out. We enjoy, but then you got the younger crowd that listen to like Island Boys and that kind of crap. You know what I'm saying? And we consider that crap, but to them, that's their niche. You know,
Right.
some of the stuff my kids listen to, I'm like, what the hell is that?
That's
hip hop.
garbage.
That ain't no hip hop, man.
That's garbage.
You know, but again, that's when we were younger. My parents felt the same way.
Said,
about,
yep, it was garbage.
Right.
Yeah, my
know?
grandmother, her favorite was, y'all, you listening to that boom, da boom, da boom, da boom.
Every generation is critical.
Yeah,
Right.
absolutely.
And there are some 19-year-olds, 20-year-olds, 25-year-olds that don't like listening to the Island Boys. They're
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
I mean, because of the internet
Yeah.
and how information just hits everyone in an instant. Every Wednesday for the rest of our lives is Wu-Tang Wednesday, right?
Yes.
So there are 20-year-olds
Yes.
that, you know, say it's Wu-Tang Wednesday
Right.
because of the internet.
Right. Right.
So
You know, so the internet can be positive for,
Yes.
you know,
Yep.
you can use it for positive stuff. But I want to get back over to Mr. Jonta'e over there. So, you know, talking about your business, where do you want to see yourself in another 5 to 6 years?
So in the 3 years that I have had my business, I was, blessed enough to be able to conquer my dreams, I feel like, as far as getting a store. But I have some ideas that I want to do. Right now, I think I want to concentrate on helping others, just because people look at me for so much motivation that they can actually do something. They can quit their job and they can just concentrate on one thing and do it and believe in themselves, right?
Right.
Especially in something, I always tell people I'm always a little delusional because I always believe I can do whatever I want to do because, I just can.
Right.
And I accomplish them.
that's
Yeah.
awesome.
So I think as of right now, I want to start motivating people even more and maybe doing master classes on how I got to where I am and just motivating others. So our first one that we're going to do is actually a soap making master class. So they'll be able to watch me on there. You'll be able to take quizzes in this master class, go through the whole process and learn exactly what soap is about, even cold compress, melt and pour, the difference. And that's if you want to do that type of business. And then our next master class will just be a business one.
Right.
So it doesn't matter what business you have, you'll be able to just implement what I did and the things that I've went through, so you won't have to make the same mistakes.
Right. So I noticed that you do a, I guess is it every day that you do a live and you, I guess you get shout outs people and stuff like that. Talk about that a little bit. So, cause sometimes I catch it and sometimes I don't.
Yeah. So I started using my own Instagram as a platform for others. So I've reached in the last 3 years, I'm at like 44K on Instagram and almost 50K on TikTok. So when I first started out, I would reach out to influencers and they wouldn't even give me a chance, or they would take my product that I sent them and then they would never show it, right? Or I would reach out to people and they would just ignore me.
Right.
So I said that when I got to a certain platform that I would help others that are trying as well, right? So I started this thing where we have a weekly showcase for new businesses. So I have gotten so many products that I haven't done in the last few weeks. But yes, if you want to send me products, it's free. And then I show them on my platform. And that way you can get more, publicity for your own products.
That's awesome that you take your platform to promote other people's stuff. And I think that what we have to do in the community.
Yes.
So, you're awesome for that. Thank you.
Thank you.
I have a question.
You're welcome.
I got it.
Yes.
So look, you said you quit cold turkey.
Yes, I did.
How the hell did you make it on soap? I got to know. I
Listen.
have to hear this if you can tell us. 'Cause I know you probably tell everybody in the class and stuff like that. Don't want
Yeah.
to give anybody any free shit right now.
Right.
Yeah.
It's soap.
Yes.
I can go to the dollar store. I can go somewhere and buy soap.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And there's already stores, Bath and Body Works. I can get soap.
Right.
This ain't no regular soap, man.
I mean,
Not
I know,
regular.
but I'm
They
saying
stealing the shit, man.
$1,000 worth. How did
Yes.
you do it? Like, I know to quit your job and say, "The hell with it, I'm selling soap."
Yeah.
Yes.
I would have said, "Girl, you are fucking crazy."
Yes.
A lot of people thought I was crazy.
Yep.
A lot of people.
Till she came up with gourmet soap.
Yes, I did. So first, I would tell people just to tune others out. If you have an idea and you know that you can go after something, just do it. Like if you know you're a good worker at your job and you know that you can kind of push yourself, I would say just do it. You never know. It could be a big blessing, you know? But it was during the pandemic and I said, you know what? We always have to wash up. So people are going to need soap.
Right.
But I'm going to make a soap that's unique.
Right.
Uniquely made by my hands that you'll
Right.
never be able to get from anywhere else. So I not only created a soap that was unique, but also something that actually helped people. So I do shea butter soap. So, it's good for eczema, dry skin, turmeric soap. But all of my soaps are actually going to help you with your skin conditions. But not only that, they're going to look unique. So donuts, popsicles, it's just something that you can't get from everywhere, right?
Right.
So that was my idea. I did it. Of course, body butter, sugar scrubs, but they're all natural and they really help the skin. So I did a lot of things to get to where I am. And I tell people you're going to lose money before you make it. So you can't
Absolutely.
concentrate on the money. You have to do it because it's your passion. So if it's not your passion,
Right.
it's not going to go anywhere.
And
So-
now you know why she's so passionate about you little hoodlum stealing her goddamn
No
soap.
shit.
Exactly.
Oh my
I'm
God.
devastated.
That.
Research,
Horrible.
artwork, there's a whole bunch. You stole this girl. You cut her finger off. Come on
Yeah, that's why I'm so, as a business owner, you just have to keep going. And I'm trying to, I'm trying not to get upset about what happened.
Girl, get
but
upset.
at the end of the day, I know in all of hearts that this happened, but there's a bigger blessing in the end.
Yep.
And people don't understand when they steal from people. They don't know my story.
Right.
They don't know where I came from.
Right.
Okay. And not only that, I hand make every product. So the time that it takes to put into that and the money that it takes, it's a lot.
Right.
I'm
Right.
not just putting
Right.
something on the shelf.
Right.
Exactly.
So,
Yeah.
but it's okay.
And not only that, it's a black business, and you
Yes.
stealing from your own. Black, I'm not saying go ahead and steal from the white people now. But
Bullshit.
what I'm saying, we need to support. And it took a long time for us to get where we are. Come on, man.
I ain't gonna lie. When I saw your video last night, right? I felt so bad for
Me
you.
too. Yep.
I was about to call him and say, Savvy, she ain't coming to do the show tomorrow.
No.
She ready to hit the town and just pull up on people and just start smacking kids.
No.
No.
It takes a lot of discipline.
Yeah.
I wouldn't cancel this show because
Yeah.
of that. I've been through a lot as being a business owner. And I just have learned that sometimes your emotions you have to put on the back burner and you just have to keep going. Just like I just lost my mother 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
I just got back from North Carolina Friday.
Right. Right.
But at the end of the day, I'm responsible for a lot of people, including my staff, my followers.
Right.
They have to. I'm still a human being, but at the end of the day, I have a lot of eyes on me.
Right.
And I have to keep going, and I have to show people it's okay to go through things, but you have to keep going in life.
Right. And I like that because when you told me that what happened to you in Falls before the situation with your store, and the way you were talking, I'm like, that most people when they lose their parent, You know, they like me. I wanted to go hibernate. I don't want to talk to nobody.
Yeah.
And you still, you know, the way you talk, it wasn't like I'm not coming. You know, so that's a lot of, as you said, you got a lot of people that's counting on you and looking at you. So I applaud you for that.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Because like I said, I would have went in the room and been like, I don't want to talk to nobody. And then you come back and then this happened to you.
Yes.
So, you know, and that's why I wanted to repost. I reposted in my story and I reposted on our GVT story, because I'm like, I don't know what I can do, but this is what I can do to help you.
Right.
And I hope that these young people out there, you know, I want them to, you know, get justice. I want you to get justice for this, because like you said, you put a lot of time and effort and people don't know where you come from. They don't know your start or your beginnings or anything like that. And we have to look out for each other. And when we do this, we're not just robbing one person, we're robbing a whole community. And they don't understand that.
Exactly.
You know, so you know, so if y'all can help her, like I know we said this before, but if y'all go to her page, y'all can have the pictures, y'all can go to my page and look at the pictures. And if y'all, and it's not about the money.
It's
It's
not
about the
money.
justice, you know, it's really about the justice. So really do it for the justice. Really do it because you really want to help capture these people, not just because she put a reward out there. Because if she didn't, we still should be doing it.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. And I'm gonna be honest with you. So, you know, after talking to you before the show and even hearing some of it on the show, I'm thinking, I'm like, if they like 13, 14 years old
Yes.
and they had bracelets on from the other store, it's probably some adults involved in this. You feel what I'm saying? Like, well, y'all go in there, ain't nobody gonna say anything. You know, y'all just go ahead and do it. Y'all kids, right? Because not that soap isn't important, but I mean, it's soap, right?
Right.
Exactly.
Why would you steal fancy soap, right? I mean, if I'm a kid, I ain't thinking about stealing no damn soap.
Mother's Day coming up.
Well, we don't know because they ain't done any commercials, right?
Right.
So, salute to the moms in the next couple of weeks. But that's why I'm sitting there thinking like, damn, it's probably some parents behind it, some adults behind this, right? And I hope that when they do find those individuals, they charge the kids. But you need to start charging these fucking parents, man. Your kids are out here running amok in this city, and people like, oh no, you're going to give them a chance. Fuck the chance, man. You know right from wrong, man. You
Yes.
know right from wrong. My kids go out here. My sons, I'm so proud to say this. My sons are 18 and 17, be 19, 18 this year. My sons have never worn their jeans below their ass. Right? First of all, I told them you better not do it, whatever.
Right.
But I didn't show them that. You know what I'm saying? My son see me, my pants is always on the hip. Right? Period. It's what you teach your kids and what you allow your kids
Yes.
to do. Right? I don't allow. My son hit me up Saturday, even though I was going out. He hey Dad, look, I got some friends from middle school. We kept in touch. Yada yada yada. They're having a hotel party. Can I go? Hey, hell no. I said, how have y'all kept in touch? Oh, you know, Instagram and not before TikTok. There was that other one that I don't hear anything about. Snapchat, yeah, right. So like we kept in touch like that. And they were really good friends. I'm like, nah, fuck them kids. You not.
That's his logo, yeah.
That is a hashtag right now.
That's a hashtag.
Yeah, like, no, you not, dude. Those are individuals that you were friends with in middle school. You haven't seen in 4 years, right? So, you know, that's when you got to realize you have friends and you have acquaintances. Right? You don't know what they've been doing.
Right.
Right? You got your whole life in front of you, leaving, you're going to college, and all that can go away in 4 hours.
Yes, an instant.
Right?
And that's exactly, like, there's a discrepancy on my page about if they should go to jail or not, or something. But at the end of the day, I don't want anyone to go to jail. Okay? I just want you to be accountable. They're children.
Exactly.
So if we don't catch them now, just think about what they're going to do when they're adults.
Right.
Okay? So they need to be accountable. Everybody goes through something, right? I don't ask for sympathy. You know, and that's why I'm transparent on social media. Everybody knows what I'm going through, right? But you can't go around stealing people's stuff.
Right.
No.
They don't know how hard I've worked to get to where I am.
Right. Absolutely.
You know,
That's
so
right.
they have to be accountable.
And even though I want their little asses locked up, fuck them and their parents, right? But there's so much truth to that, right?
Yes.
I went to private school, right? And even when my mom, you know, 50 years ago, white kids would get in trouble, get caught for stealing cars, right? Underage drinking, they done raided their parents' liquor cabinet, right? They done got caught shoplifting, right? And they get in trouble, and you hold them accountable.
Yes.
But they don't see no real time, right? And they go on to be lawyers and all that good stuff, but you have to hold them accountable. And when it comes to children of color, you know, it is either hickey, you going to jail, like hickey, or some kind of away camp or whatever that's really hard on them, where they're away from the parents and they got to fend for themselves and all that good stuff.
Job Corps.
So I ain't mad about Job Corps.
Right.
You know, they just don't have enough condoms for all of them there at Job Corps. That's the only problem, right? Yeah. But when it comes to color kids, we do need to hold them accountable, right? But we need to show them love at the same time.
Exactly.
That we care and that we're there for them. We want them to be productive individuals years down the road after 18, you know. But if it was my shit, I'm pressing charges. Y'all little motherfuckers, boy. Y'all gonna be 21, man. Y'all gonna be 21. Y'all see the, you know what I'm saying? But I get it, and I'm with that, you know, because we need to do something.
Right.
Our kids are out of control, and they're not being held accountable the right way.
And it'd be different if it was just my business.
Right.
You know, but they just went on a slew
of
different stores, you know, and they got caught earlier that day from another store.
And was put out.
The store.
What?
Oh, wow. Okay.
You know, so
they just being a menace.
This is something that they do, you know.
Right.
So, again, they need to be found, and I won't stop until I find them.
Let me tell y'all something. So I've been watching you, right? I've been watching you, and your body language is the same as last night on the camera. I was just like, man, she is not having this shit. She done this, and I done seen a little leg, you know. I'm like, she ready to whoop some ass. Yeah. She's keeping it cool for real, but I'm like, oh man, she about to set it off on
I mean,
these kids.
it's like somebody coming into your home and robbing you. It's like it's like you feel like you've been raped.
You violated.
Violated.
Violation.
So it's a whole different feeling when you know you go away from your home, go to on a vacation, then you come back and your stuff is broken off and things are taken.
Somebody's been in my personal stuff.
Yeah. So it's like Monday I left some shoes in the car, and you know, these new cars, if you get close to them, they unlock. And I went to the car to get something out, and I decided not to. So I walked away, not thinking that I was so close to the car, I should have locked it. And somebody went in there and stole my $300 pair of shoes.
Wow.
And took everything in my book bag. I'm going to be honest, I was more mad about my book bag because it was a book bag that was a pretty color and it was clear and it was only like $12. But they took and dumped everything out and took the book bag.
Wow.
And put the shoes in the book bag and walked down. But I was more mad about the book bag than the shoes. But it was the point of somebody getting in the car, and when we watched the tape, the person got in my driver's side and sat there for a while. So I'm in my car like, and then, you know, I got a phobia, so I was tripping about that. But it's like you feel some kind of way.
Yes.
So, and mine was small, so I can imagine, you know, what you're going through.
And not only that, like, you know, when someone steals something from you, you don't see it.
Right.
But to see it on tape.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then they're smiling. I mean, it's disgusting.
Yes.
So it breaks my heart. But
Right.
Okay, I'm breaking microphones. Okay, I don't know it. That wasn't supposed to happen. Where's the popper stopper?
What you said, the popper stopper?
That's what it's called,
That's
right?
what it's called. I have no
It's called a
idea.
popper stopper.
Keep going.
Where did it go though?
It's on the it rolled. Don't worry about
Oh my
it.
God.
It's with the soaps.
You know what? I'm sitting here listening to this story, and I mean, I'm getting just as angry.
Yes, just hear it.
But you know, this might not mean anything to you right now, but life has a funny way of working things out, even when you are like confused about, well, I didn't deserve that. Why did that happen to me? Life has a funny way of just, you know, coming together. And I'm just a firm believer in that. I'm not just trying to sound overly optimistic, but we do live in a world where people are not taught that stealing is not necessary because we live in an abundant universe. There's enough for all of us. Like, one person's blessing does not minimize what somebody else has. And these are things that, like you said, if parents are not at home teaching this, If you're in schools, because let's hold everybody accountable. Home, school, whatever institutions. If you're not learning this, then you're just under this mindset that I have to get what I can get any way I can get it, even if I violate other people.
Yeah.
And I feel like, just hearing you, especially after you saying you're in the process of mourning the loss of your mother, I feel like this is going to sound strange, but they came across your path and you have a certain consciousness like that. They probably, like you said, throw them away. You said throw them away, put in the jail, throw away the key. And you're like, well, I don't know. There's a debate, like whether or not. So people aren't lucky enough sometimes to steal from people like you who have the consciousness to be like, okay, I don't know if you just weren't raised properly, you don't have values. I don't want to throw your whole teenage life away or whatever. Then a lot of people don't come, they're not lucky enough to violate people who have your state of your consciousness and your heart. Right. So I feel like in the end, I say all that to say, I just had to get that out. I'm sorry. I say all that to say in the end, because of the heart you have, you will be rewarded. People who have good hearts, it may take longer. It may seem like it's a bigger struggle, but you're going to get the energy back that you give off.
Oh, that's a blessing.
And I just wanted to put that out there to you.
That's what's up.
I appreciate that.
That's what's up. We got like 4 minutes left. Before we break it down, I want to say this. I think I was just thinking that she was speaking and you must have touched something soft in me because now I'm getting weak, right? If it's possible,
yes,
and you do get a chance to sit down with them young ladies, part of their punishment, they should be able to work with you and see what you do and see how it's done and how long it takes to prep all of that.
Yes.
Yeah.
That way they can have an
agree.
understanding of what they really did. It wasn't that you stole, is that you really, you took something from me
Right.
that I poured into.
right.
Yeah, I agree.
And then on top of that, I'm mourning.
Yeah.
But I will, once I find them, I would love to have them work for me for free.
Yeah.
And you will make the products
Right.
by yourself.
Right.
And you're going to see how hard I work.
Amen.
Okay. So
Right.
we'll figure it out.
PRS1,
Yes, sir.
what you got going on, buddy?
Same thing, man. Trinity Spice FM is jamming.
Yes.
I got a whole bunch. Still, new music is coming. The artists and all the soca artists, all the Caribbean artists, they're touring all over the United States. So we got a show coming up on July 7th. I think we have a big show, huge show. One of the big artists, Bungie Garland, along with his wife Fan.
Wow.
Right, alongside my girl Jadelle. It's like 5 or 6 of them. It's a whole bunch of artists coming out. Sweetline Productions. I'll jump on my Instagram. You'll see. We got tickets on Eventbrite and all that stuff. I'm just trying to wrap it up real fast. But just www.trinityspicefm.com. Just jump on there, download the app, hear the music. What you got, Savvy?
First, before I say what I have, I just want to let the guests say what they got going on, and for some reason I'm getting tongue tied. I don't know what happened. And say how can people find you?
My name is Bubbles. My real name is Jonta'e. They call me Bubbles. You guys can find me at Arundel Mills Mall in front of Michael Kors Saks Fifth in Alta. We're open every day. And you can usually meet me on the weekends, but my staff runs my business pretty much. And then they can also follow me on Instagram at Bubbles Galore Me. Again, Bubbles Galore Me. And you can follow me on TikTok again, or the same as Bubbles Galore Me. And I have a website, bubblesgaloremd.com. And your products will always be made fresh.
All right.
So,
All right, Ms.
thank you for having me.
Yes, ma'am. All right, Ms. Toppings, how can we find you and what you got going on real quick?
Okay, you can follow me on Instagram at Tiye Phoenix, and it's TiyePhoenix. And I am a proud blue check purchaser. Yeah.
Okay.
I was one of those people that bought the blue check because as in the astrology community is crazy with the fake pages and the people trying to say, do you want a reading? And it's not me. I was getting hit up left and right with people saying, did you just message me for? I'm like, no, that wasn't me. So since I purchased the blue check, that hasn't been happening. So I'm an advocate of buying the blue check. I don't care if people. I wasn't trying to be famous.
Right.
I was trying to not be a victim of fraud.
Yeah.
Okay. So you can follow me on Instagram now, and TikTok is a little different. I don't have any checks over there. There's like 30 fake pages over there, but it's Tiye Phoenix 713 on TikTok, and in 12 days you can catch me at Fashion Statement.
Yeah.
If you are in the DMV area, because I know, you guys, I don't know who's watching on live, but if you're in the tri-state of New York, it's just a 3-hour drive, come down Jersey, New York. But yeah, Fashion Statement in Baltimore. And I'm going to be performing there on the 13th.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. So, as she said, we got Fashion Statement coming up in May 13th. So please come out. Tickets are still available on Eventbrite, but they only general tickets now. VIP is shut down. And also, I want to give a shout out to one of my artists. He has a listening party this Thursday. So go out to the Windsor and see my man BRM, my client. Just make sure you go out and support him. He has a listening party. He dropped this new music, and he'll be playing some of his old music as well. And give a shout out to my other client, Lamont Elliott. He always supporting me. So much love to you too.
I ain't got shit going on but GVTV. I'm proud of it. Fuck it.
Go
but
Ravens.
Again, I want to thank everybody for tuning in, holding us down the last few years. Really appreciate y'all. And until the next show, we out. Peace.